And now, Jamie, before you had mentioned something when we were talking, between recordings here, and you had shared something about historically how the wealthy and the elite of society, they've always had specialized education for their kids, and you described it as prestige.
Yes.
There, and so go on, speak
Yes.
to that.
So, yes, historically, families that were wealthy, kings, queens, nobles, these people hired tutors for their children. They didn't want them just, thrown in with the mix.
With
They
the
wanted-
peasants.
With the peasants.
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure that their education was prestigious. Important that they learned the right things for the tasks that they would have to do in life. And today, because of the internet, because of the availability of books
Sure.
and different resources, every parent now has that opportunity to give their child a prestigious education that is tailored, that is designed for that child. And a teacher in a classroom setting is doing the best job they can, but basically you're putting your child in a system that they just have to shuffle the kids through those years, try to make sure they get everything they need, and pass them on. Whereas with homeschooling, you can watch the development of your child, and your child may be great at math, and so they're going to excel really far in math,
Sure.
but they don't love history, and that's going to be a little bit harder for them. Or maybe they love the arts and are having a difficult time with math. You can help them thrive
Sure.
in that particular subject while still challenging and educating them on the other ones. You can tailor their education in a way that historically has only been available to the very wealthy elite.
Wow. So here's a question in light of that, ladies. I'm just curious as far as how would you, that prestige dynamic. Not to say that that's what we're pressing, after pursuing, but it's just a interesting factoid of history. It is what it is. And so, how would you ladies say that could be an encouragement to ladies that are perhaps intimidated or facing the pressure from the world or even the Christian community especially as far as radical feminism is concerned, and that gives ladies the idea that, oh, if you're not out there in the world making it happen, the CEO of whatever, and if you're just, barefoot and pregnant at home or whatever, it's just you're just less than, and just how would that dynamic actually encourage ladies like, wow, like this is worth it. This is significant. This is not less than other pursuits.
Yeah. Well, I would say that feeling empowered, as a teacher of my kids, I've just seen how much power as a mom that I do have in their lives. And my kids will joke, Mom, we're each going to have 6 kids, so you're going to have 36 grandkids, and they're each going to have 6 kids, so you're going to have 216, so it's like, when you start thinking in terms of that, and Lord, may that faithfulness continue through all these generations, but it is a powerful thing to be able to help build and shape and to guide people, according to God's word. And so, and I've joked with other moms too. You get to be a nurse, you get to be, the psychologist, you get to be the, all these different things. So
the police officer, with crisis intervention counselor, or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And so the way I've described it elsewhere, I was on a ministry trip once, and just this couple, just beautiful testimony, and so I encouraged her, that in contrast to what the world says, disparagingly about you and other women, like yourselves, but I said you are building civilization right here at home alongside your knight in shining armor. I mean, that sounds just okay, fanciful or whatever, but it's like you look at it through the lens of a biblical worldview. It's like, wow, this is serious stuff, and that it's not less than. This is worth it as far as investing the passion of our heart and our lives into the hearts and lives of our kids for the glory of God.
And people, especially today, this is also election season, and people put a lot of value and emphasis on who's going to be the next president.
Sure.
But what's even more important is those moms that are teaching their kids to be the next citizens of our nation.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have a much more tremendous impact
That's
on the
right.
future of our nation than just the next election.
Yeah, I describe it as raising up a generation of Christ-built warrior poets of godly men and maidens of virtue.